In this video, I'm going to do a comparison of a couple different brands of shortening for your American buttercream icing. Hi, it's Karolyn. I'm a professional cake decorator, and on this channel I share my tips and tricks and ways that I bake and decorate cakes to help you along your journey. So if you'd like to join me, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified whenever I release a new video. Now, if you've seen a lot of my videos, you know I love me some American buttercream icing. And that is the icing that I've always been using for you. Why did I say it like that? Using for the past 20 years. It is a butter and shortening based icing. The shortening helps stabilize the icing. The shortening melts at a higher temperature so it can withstand the heat a little longer. So when I first started making icing, I used Crisco shortening. And this is something that is sold in the States. I'm not sure if you can get this elsewhere. However, this is just a regular all vegetable based shortening, a pretty popular brand here in the States. And then I heard of this high ratio shortening, which really upped my game in my icing game. So this here is Sweetex high ratio shortening. The high ratio shortening has a better mouthfeel. It's smoother. I just like it so much better. I've been using this for about 15 years now. It's just so good. However, the Sweetex, as you can see, comes in 50-pound blocks. You should have seen me just try to lift this up on the countertop. Luckily, I work out my legs, so I was able to lift it. But anyway, the thing with this is a lot of people want to try the high ratio shortening, but to buy a 50-pound block of it, if you're not going to use it all the time, is a little wasteful. So the other day, and this is why I love YouTube so much, because I learn from you guys. Brandy, thank you girl, she told me about the Walmart shortening. And I never even heard of this. So Walmart has this regular shortening, and she told me they also have all vegetable shortening, which I'll put a picture of it over here. Don't get that. Don't get the shortening that says all vegetable, just the shortening that says regular shortening. And I was told that this is very comparable to a high ratio shortening, and I want to do a little tester and I want to see if I can notice any difference. So before I even get started, I want to talk about prices, because this big block of shortening, so I get it at a local store called PJP Marketplace, and if you're local to Philly, you may know about it. It used to be $75 and it was a steal. And then COVID hit and everything went through the roof, and now it is more expensive. I'll put in a little video here showing you the other day when I went to PJP to purchase it. So now I purchased this 50-pound block of shortening for $110. And I have my little notes here. So averaging per pound, and please, I know in America we do weird measurements and we have pounds and not kilograms and everything, so you're going to have to do the conversions. You can Google a pound to kilogram conversion and convert it, because I was trying to do it myself and I was driving myself insane. So I'm going to break this down by price per pound. So if I spend $110 on this block, it averages to be $2.20 a pound. However, PJP is the only place in the area that I can find this in the store to go physically buy and take home with me. I've seen it online. It's on Amazon for anywhere between, I think it's like $140 to $160 with free shipping. So if you do end up paying that, the average is $150 for a 50-pound block, you end up spending $3 a pound. Which, again, not horrible, but it is a little more expensive than your regular shortening. The other day, I got this regular shortening at, I almost said Wawa, not Wawa, Walmart. If you're from Philly, you know what Wawa is. So this can of Crisco is the 3-pound can, and it was $6.44, which equals $2.15 a pound. And then this can of shortening, which is just under 3 pounds, is 2 pounds, 10 ounces, was $4.94, and it ends up being $1.92 per pound, give or take a little bit. So to recap, the regular shortening, not high ratio shortening, is $2.15 a pound. The Walmart supposedly, that's from Friends. Anyway, supposedly, this is high ratio shortening, and we're going to try it in a minute. This was $1.92 per pound, and this was anywhere between $2.20 to $3 a pound. Okay, So let's do a comparison. To start, I'm going to open the Crisco. So this is not high ratio shortening. This is just the regular shortening. Why is this so hard to open? Jeez. All right. So at first glance, I mean, this doesn't look too greasy. It's very easy to get your spatula to go through this. From my past experience, I've known that Crisco is, it's a little greasier than high ratio shortening. Next, we will try this Walmart shortening. Much easier to open, so A+ on that. So it looks bright, bright white. Let's do a consistency test here. All right, wow. This is a little more difficult to get your spatula through, so it's holding its shape a lot better. And now that I put it next to this Crisco, I mean, this Crisco does look like it's a little greasier, and this shortening is definitely holding its shape, and it feels a lot smoother than this one. So this could be very promising. And then for the Sweetex, so I have these, as my boyfriend says, gigantic, because he has a British accent. These are these gigantic containers that I keep Sweetex in. I actually have my mom transfer it for me, because how annoying is it to have to go to that 50-pound block all the time, right? So I put it in an airtight container. Now, it is really difficult to get my spatula through here, and I've noticed they did take out the trans fats a couple years ago, and ever since they did that, it's a little more difficult to get your spatula through and to start working with it. However, this, it just is very smooth. It's not greasy, and it really, it's harder than the Walmart brand. I have all three shortenings here. The Crisco brand, very easy to get my spatula through it. It does seem like it's greasier and not as smooth as the other two. This one is a little more difficult. This is the Walmart brand, a little more difficult to get my spatula through, but it is very smooth, holding its shape, and it's very white. It's the whitest out of all of them. And then this is the Sweetex high ratio shortening, and you see how stiff it is. However, this one is very smooth as well. These two are not as greasy as the all vegetable shortening. I don't know, this could be really promising. I'm excited to try this. So I'm going to make my buttercream icing using all three of these shortenings, and we will do a taste test. All right, so my classic American buttercream recipe, you need 2.5 sticks of salted butter, and this is 20 tablespoons or 10 ounces of salted butter. The salt in the butter will help cut down on the sweetness of the icing. We're going to start with the high ratio Sweetex version. So this is 1/2 cup of Sweetex shortening, a 2-pound bag of 10X powdered sugar, confectioner sugar. It's 907 grams. My favorite flavoring ever, Wilton Clear Vanilla. It is amazing. I'm obsessed. Everybody loves it. People are obsessed with this. Trust me, you will love it if you try it. I will link it below. And you're going to need some kind of liquid. I just use regular water. I haven't noticed a big difference between using water and milk. You can absolutely use milk if you would like. I just prefer to use water. And the amount of liquid that you're going to need to add to the recipe is going to depend on how humid or dry it is outside. So when it's dry, I need to add more liquid. When it's humid, I add less. So I'm going to start by adding the butter to the bowl. This is softened. It's not rock hard, but I can press my fingers in it and make a dent. So you don't want it too soft, but it can't be too hard because you need to be able to beat it. That's what she said, Michael Scott. My mixer goes up to 10, so I'm just going to put it on a 5 out of 10 for about 30 seconds to whip that together. Now I have a video on this, but if you want to cancel the yellow in the butter, you add a little bit of purple. Purple is on the opposite side of the color wheel. So a teeny bit of purple on here will cancel the yellow, and mix that together. And now I'm going to add the 1/2 cup of high ratio Sweetex shortening. And mix that together on medium for about 30 seconds. If you don't have a scraper blade, I like to just scrape down the sides and the bottom. Taking my vanilla, you could use, I always eyeball it. I'll do between 1 and 3 teaspoons of vanilla. And now I have found that if I add the liquid to the bottom of the bowl before I add the sugar really doesn't stick to the bottom. So this is about a tablespoon. I love using this. It's a coffee scoop, but it's about a tablespoon. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of liquid. And then I'm going to add the entire bag of sugar. And if you find the sugar gets stuck in one side, just turn the beater on a couple times really quick. There we go. Now I want to avoid sugar getting all over my kitchen, so I'm going to cover this with a towel, put it on low until it gets incorporated, and then I'll add a little more liquid. And I have my cup of liquid. Once I hear it coming together, it's really dry out, so I'm going to add probably 3 more tablespoons. I'll add 2 and then stop and mix it and see what consistency I have. This needs more liquid. It's a little difficult for me to get my spatula through it. So I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of liquid. And then I'm just going to put it on like a medium high for 10 seconds to really mix it together. And here is my American buttercream icing using the high ratio sweet text. What I'm going to do is do the same exact recipe using the Walmart brand shortening and then the all vegetable Crisco shortening, and then we will do a comparison. All right, in order to save time, I don't want this video to be too long, so I just mixed these other the other 2 batches off of camera. So I have all 3 here. I have the Crisco, the Walmart brand, and the sweet text. So let's try it with the spatula test. The Crisco, I noticed that the icing is a little softer, and this was all made using the same ingredients, the same amounts of liquid, just so I could keep it all even. The Walmart brand, now this is a little more sturdy. I can just feel as I'm moving my spatula through it, it's holding its shape more. It just doesn't feel as loose as the Crisco icing. And for the sweet text, very similar to the Walmart. It feels really sturdy and like it's going to hold its shape. It doesn't feel too greasy or it doesn't feel too thin. And now for the moment of the truth, the taste test. So I'm going to taste all 3 of these. First, I'm starting with the Crisco icing. Wow, it definitely has a different mouthfeel than the high ratio shortening. It is delicious though. But it tastes a little grittier and it's not as smooth. But it's not horrible. Like if you needed to use this in a pinch, or if you didn't have access to other shortenings, this works. I just feel like it doesn't hold up or it isn't as sturdy. Moment of truth. I'm trying the Walmart brand based, shortening based icing. That's really good. It's very smooth. It doesn't taste greasy. And wow. Let me compare it with the sweet text. Okay, I do feel like the sweet text tastes better. I feel like with the Walmart brand, I can taste a little difference. I don't know if it's me tasting the shortening. However, I feel like the sweet text has the superior consistency and taste. However, I will say that the Walmart brand is good as well. I just prefer to use the sweet text. So that was very interesting. I thank you so much, Brandy, for bringing that to my attention. The Walmart, so in conclusion, if you will, I feel like the Walmart shortening is a good substitute for the sweet text if you can't get the sweet text. It's very comparable. However, I do taste a little bit of a difference in the icing. The Crisco, like, I wouldn't really I wouldn't personally want to use it. However, if you're new, if you're just starting out, if you don't have the money to invest in the SweetTex, or if you can't find it anywhere, then you can go with the Crisco or the Walmart brand. And just to recap, the Crisco is $2.15 a pound. The Walmart is $1.92 per pound. And the SweetTex, where I purchase it, is $2.20 per pound. And on Amazon, it would be around $3 per pound. Now, I will say this. I have seen on Etsy people selling SweetTex shortening in smaller containers. And it is insanely marked up. What I saw, people were selling it for between $8 and $15 a pound. That is insane. Yes, it is good if you just want a little bit and you want to try it out. I guess I can see you investing the money in that. However, that is crazy. If you're going to spend $30 on 2 pounds, you might as well spend, you know, the however much on the 50-pound blocks, and maybe you could just sell it on Etsy, sell the rest on Etsy yourself. The SweetTex is just the, what's the word I'm looking for? Superior brand when it comes to all of this. So that was a fun little experiment. And that was an idea from Brandy, and can I say her name enough? But if you have any other ideas for videos that you would like me to do, let me know in the comments below. As I am making cakes, or as I am working, like today I was making icing, so I figured that I would do this video for her. And as I'm working and as I'm doing those designs or techniques that you are requesting, I will film them. And if you have any other comments or questions, leave them below. I will link all of the shortenings that I used. I'm not sure if you can get all of them on Amazon. I'll try to find them. When I went to Walmart the other day, the one near me, I couldn't find it. However, my mom went to a different one and she was able to find the Walmart shortening there. So I guess it would just depend if they have it in stock. But I will try to link everything in the description below. And you can follow me on my socials. I am on Instagram and Facebook. I have my website. Everything is listed in the description as well. And if you want to stick around, you can watch these videos next and hit the subscribe button and the bell if you haven't already. Please like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, it's cake. It's delicious. Have fun. I will see you on the next one. Bye.